We've made it, humans! We made it to the end! 367 days of Animal Crossing New Horizons content in which I just played the game a bit every single day for at least an hour. Except for yesterday where I played it for like 3, which I guess is still at least an hour, so it's not really an exception, it's just an addition. But you know what I'm trying to say. We've made it to the end of the series, folks, and it's crazy to say that, because this series really began with a tweet. Or a couple of tweets, I guess. Some of you might know that before I even recorded Animal Crossing New Horizons that I was not even that big of an Animal Crossing fan. And then I went to Nintendo's PAX East 2020 booth, where it was entirely themed after this game. And I said, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so awesome. All right. And then I said, what if I did a daily gameplay video series where I played this game for a little bit every single day? Well, what if, huh? What if I did that? And then I proceeded to do it. And it basically happened to be the right game at the right time. And it pretty much just occupied my life for a year. And now we're at the end. And it's going to be weird to wake up tomorrow for me and not have to play this game. It's weird. But I've got plenty of opportunities later in this video to discuss my sentiments and thoughts of this game and this series. Right now it's 4:19 p.m. on Sunday, April 11th, 2021. Today's announcements. Today we have a visitor staying at the campsite. Well, that's good. One person gets to sneak in at the very last second to see the island before I go to sleep. Very well. Very well. Let's see who this guest is. And on that note, I figure it's only appropriate that before I conclude this series, maybe I should speak to all the residents on my island one last time. Oh yeah, that's right, I updated my house at the end of the previous part, and I did use the drop-off box a little bit, so let's go ahead and have Timmy and Tommy inform me of my most recent deposit, payment of 9,440 bells. Yes, I'm going to check a little bit of everything, just to document everything, see what my final stats are. Yeah, this is how my house looks. Change that from its previously orangish color to this blue-grayish, greenish one. I like it. And then we've got a letter from the Happy Home Academy. Yeah. I'm still rank S. Love to see that. Throw that away. And then Mac, you sent me a letter. Get pumped, Blaster! I found this really awesome art thing when I was out on patrol the other night. I was asked and nobody claimed it. Or I asked around and nobody claimed it. So I'm gifting it to you for all the awesome stuff you're always doing for us. Stay muscular, Mac. Well, thank you. Well, these are the letters I currently have in my mailbox. I mean, if I had more space in my mailbox, I would have thrown away more. Or, I'm sorry, if I had more space in my mailbox, I would have thrown away less. But I had to throw away a lot of letters so as to save space. Fair share of them from friends giving me stuff. Fair share of them from villagers giving me stuff. Fair share from Nintendo giving me stuff. Just a variety of different letters here in my inbox. Good to know. I'm not gonna like go that slowly through all of these, but you guys get the idea. Just different letters all the way throughout the course of this series. And the one I have at the start here is from Wannageek. Good luck in your stringfish endeavors today. Also, thanks for the can. It has more uses than you think. Also, letters eat up a bit of time. Don't worry about replying. And then label. Label. Well, alright. We're good on that front then. Let's see here. Mac, what did you give me? You gave me a nice painting. Hey, you know what? My museum is already complete, but the nice painting was one of the last things I ever contributed to the museum, so I will gladly take that, thank you. And then I'm going to pick up any weed clumps along the way that I see. Very nice. You know, I may as well pick up a few other things too, like this little rock here. Just cleaning things up, making things look all tidy and pretty. Oh, yeah. Because yesterday was a fishing tourney, and because there was already an event that took place on a Saturday, that means that KK is going to show up here on a Sunday. Unfortunately, it's too early for me to listen to a song by you, KK, but I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Bertha. Nice running into you, Kerkraka! What's the latest? I'm struggling to come up with a last-minute dinner plan, Kerkraka. Well, I hope you enjoy KK's song. How about you, Charlize? How are you doing? Well, look who it is. Hey, Highway, haven't talked to you in a bit. I mean, I've seen you around, but I guess we've both been too busy to chat, Huppa. Yeah, I was extremely busy yesterday. I apologize. Bangle, how are you doing? Oh my gosh! Oni! Finally, I get to chat with you! I I legit missed you a lot. Oh, it means a lot to hear you say that, but it also kind of pains me to hear you say that. Wow, everyone's out and about right now. Like, that's great. Vitamin Y! Why weren't you talking to me even though you were around? Wait, have you been practicing your dancing skills and secrets as, like, a surprise for me? Well, I'll pretend to betray surprise when you finally bust those moves. I'd kind of like to see Pietro when I talk to him. Well, if it isn't super fan, it's been a while since we've crossed paths. I was starting to wonder if you were under some kind of non-disclosure agreement, like about your life. Sometimes, but not with you guys. I'm just glad you're all doing well. Let me go ahead and get these Nook Miles. There we go. Oh, look at that, an extra 1,000 Nook Miles. Why the heck not? Why the heck not? All right, now what could you two possibly be discussing? Oh my gosh, Wendy, did you see? Duh. How could I not? Yes! How cool was that? What about you, Oni? Did you see it? Wasn't it awesome? Darn it, I wish I could just be in agreement and say, yeah, it was awesome. Alright, see what? Oh my gosh! Dryroid was on TV last night, performing live! Their lyrics are so good, so real! Click, pop, plink, click, pop, plink. They totes speak to me, you know? So totes know! So totes know that you totes know, you know? Alright, I'm gonna get out of this conversation before I hurt my head trying to think about it. Well, that's already half my villagers. We still need to find the other half in the forms of Tybalt, Toby, Brofina, Mac, and Boris. Well, let's see who the guest on my island is. Let's see if it's anyone significant to me. I mean, I'm already content with the villagers I have on my island, unless Stu decided to wander on back after I accidentally kicked him off. No, I've got no idea who you are, dude. Ciao. Howdy. I'm just staking a claim for a bit, enjoying the camping life, be seeing you around. Alright, well, enjoy your stay here. Enjoy your stay indeed, my good man. Alright, well, that's another character. Well, I'm glad I can use the campsite one more time, have the tent all set up. Mac's not even home. Well, I'll have to look for him. If he happens to be in the museum or something, I will track him down because I'll look at the museum at some point today anyway and see my completed collection. For now, let's head on over to the right, do a quick little loop around of the island. I just want to say goodbye to everybody. Even Toby, even though I barely got a chance to meet him because he appeared in the series so late and technically wasn't even supposed to be here because that was supposed to be Stu, but I accidentally kicked Stu off my island because I was playing the game in Japanese, didn't know any better. That's okay. There's Toby. Oh, I'm gonna take this. Hi, Toby. Buongiorno, Yoshiller. I've been brushing up on my Spanish since we last met up. I don't think that's Spanish. Alright. And Tybalt, wait, hello. Yo, how are you, rar? Let's chat. Another awesome day for training. You should join me sometime. Perhaps so. Perhaps so. Oh, let's get the tree branch off the path, huh? It's okay if they're elsewhere. Just don't quite want them on the path. Oh, it looks like Boris is home. Boris, I'm coming in. And then that would just leave Brofina and Mac. Right, Mac. The one villager that doesn't live here in the back. Oh, well, Boris, hello. What are you making, sir? Once I start something, I gotta keep on going till it's done. Guess I'm getting more stubborn with age. What are you doing? What? This thing? I'm making a dark bamboo rug. It's tough, but I've got ages of patience. Reckon you need that to be into DIY. Bona. Wait, you know how to make a dark bamboo rug already? Afraid so, sir, but if you want to give me your recipe, I will take it. I had no idea you were so handy, hero. You might have the know-how, but do you have written instructions? Because it so happens I've got a DIY recipe right here you can share around. Boris, thank you for this. I still feel the need to apologize. The reason your house even looks like this is because I messed you up by gifting you a bunch of random items that were not in theme with your house. It's very clear you're supposed to go for like this tomb kind of ancient Egyptian vibe, and I gave you a flamingo stand, a pet flea or a pet ant, pumpkins, and I guess this nice table. That looks kind of good. Oh yeah, and the tea set. So I apologize for messing up your house. I think you even had like a toy car set here when you're not crafting items. But Boris, thank you. Please take care of yourself. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for teaching me the reactions on how to get angry and whatnot. Well, alright. Let's see if anyone else is wandering around. Hey! Tree branch. Not right there. And this fossil. Let me dig this up real quickly. Here we go. Just gotta keep my island clean for this final day. I'll do what I can. Again, these excess tree branches is kind of sitting around. I guess I may as well pick them up, right? Let's get a couple of those. Yeah, there you go. That and that. There you go. All nice. All clean. And then this. Oh, and another fossil up here. Sorry. We gotta remove it. Oh, but there's a weed clump back there. No, no, no. I don't want to spend too long tidying up my island, but I figure digging up a couple of fossils and picking up a few weed clumps is an easy enough task that I can do today on my final day here in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So, let's go ahead and get that weed clump real quickly. And then there's another fossil down there. Alright, let's get it real quick. Real quickly, alright. And then, are there weed clumps like hiding behind some of these trees? Yeah, I had a feeling. Alright, let's get all these, huh? Weed clumps can be used to make certain locations more beautiful, I do admit. But, I don't want them. I don't need them. Alright, I'm gonna sell all of these. Yeah! Thank you. Extra fossil. Oh, and some extra weed clumps that I was now able to see thanks to the camera perspective. Good thing I saw that. Thank you. And thank you. Alright. So this back corner of the island, it's all set. It's good to go. Alrighty. Let's get rid of that. Let's head back up here. And with any luck, I won't need to dig up anything. If I pick up one or two more weed clumps, I mean, that's fine. That's not a huge deal. Brofina, where are you at, my lady? I'm gonna run along here and see if I can spot you along my nice brick path. Are you home? You are home. Very good. Brofina, I just wanted to say goodbye. You were one of my later villagers, but you've still been on my island for 100+ days. You're still important to me, and you taught me the love reaction. How could I forget that? Baka! I just love playing host, so I'm glad you dropped by. What's the latest? Weekend fashion can be terribly tricky, don't you think? It's entirely appropriate to be seen in your casual clothing, for example. And yet, one mustn't look too casual. For goodness sake, you don't want people to think you got your outfit out of your dirty clothes basket. Even if that's exactly where you've gotten it from, darling. Very good. Well, I usually dress pretty casually anyway, so... Brofina, thank you for the advice. Alright, we just gotta track down Mac. Well, let me see if I can find him if I run through my waterfall path here. Now with brick tiling. Ooh. Oh, and I mustn't forget there's other people than just the residents, the villagers that are on my island. I mean... Oh, well, everyone's getting seated. Alright, well, I mean, there's also Isabelle and good old Nookly. Nookly, I would like to say goodbye to you. You know, you're a cool guy. Nookly, enjoying your cup of joe there. I hope this isn't rude. I don't actually need anything. I just wanted to say goodbye. I don't think there's an option on here that is a goodbye option. So, I'm good, Nookly. I'm good. Remember when I was going to try and nickname you something different every single video? Well, I did that anytime I needed to speak to you. Just the fact of the matter was that I didn't always need to speak to you. But I made it work. I made it work. Alright. Well, how about Isabelle? I didn't need to speak to you all that often either, but I did come in here a couple of times to talk about adding bridges, adding staircases, changing my flags, changing my tune. I mean, I only changed the tune at the beginning of the series in like part 3 or whatever, and then the flag I changed after like 100 or so videos. So now we're good. What is my island's final evaluation? Are we even 5-star anymore? So you're curious about the current image of Aquanet? Right now Aquanet has a 5-star rating! Love to see it. Our island has become so popular that people dream about living here. Allow me to read an excerpt from the feedback that I gathered. This royal throne of bugs, this scepted isle, this hive of majesty, this infested plot, this earth, this terrarium, this Aquanet! Well, there you have it. We got a perfect score. Again! So let's keep doing whatever it is that we're doing. And there you have it. Just let me know next time you'd like to hear the latest island feedback. Can I help you with anything else? No. No, I'm good, Isabelle. Thank you. Well, I guess I may as well use this machine one more time. Let's see what we've got here. Yes, once per day I get extra Nook Miles, so I get an extra 100 right now. Great. Is there anything worth 1,000 Nook Miles that I can just buy right now? Stuff that's worth more than 1,000, it seems. Oh, well. I mean, there's this, but I think I already know those recipes. No point in me ordering anything else because it would show up tomorrow, and I'm not playing the game tomorrow. So that's fun. Okay, great. Then I guess we're all set. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I mustn't forget to say goodbye to Timmy and Tommy for operating the shops, and I gotta say goodbye to the Able sisters too. Oh, so many goodbyes. All right, let me move it to it. All right, hey guys, how you doing? All right, let me squeeze on back here real quickly. Guess we'll start with the Able sisters, ladies first, after all. Gotta say goodbye to Mabel and Sable. Hello and goodbye. I remember Sable in the back there. It took a little while to warm up to me, but I'm glad that she eventually did. We change our lineup every day, so be sure to check back regularly. You know, maybe there is one last outfit I want to purchase, maybe not. Let me go ahead and see what's available on the final day of my island here. Hoppa. So we've got these nice layered shirts that I believe I already possess. Some nice pants, some jockey uniforms, some flashy hats. Prom crowns, huh? Well, I guess I can buy one. I don't mind. You know what? And I want to buy the glasses, too. Yeah, I would like to make this purchase, but I don't want to wear it. Thank you, though. We'll just put that in my island storage. Why the heck not give you guys one last little sale? Okay. Oh, and I got some Nook Miles for spending bells on stuff. Alright, well, we'll get that. Thank you. Catch fish? No, I don't think I'm going to do that today. Thank you, though. And then how are you doing? Don't think I forgot about you. Yoshiller, what kind of clothing do you usually like? How would you describe your style? Ooh, I bet I know. You're all about, like, a green and white checkered pattern. Maybe on an apron. Mabes, you're doing the thing where you think everyone is you again. I want to speak to you one more time. Yoshiller, I just wanted to say thank you for always being there to help Label. She talks about you all the time, you know. She says the outfits you pick out are always super inspiring. Then she runs back here and starts sketching furiously. It's wonderful to see. You've done so much for all three of us. Thank you from the roots of my quills. Really means a lot to hear you folks say that. I really appreciate it. Well, thanks. Please come again. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But your services are always appreciated. Alright, well, I said goodbye to the Able sisters, and we at least had mention of Label. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in here, huh? How are you guys doing today? Timmy, Tommy. Let's see what my... Oh, hey, Mac is in here, too. Forgive me, I'm going to speak to Mac first. Mac, hello! A cartoonist set? Well, it's going to be something I see every time I do a setup, so I better love it. Are you trying to buy it, Mac? I'll buy it for you. Here you go. Seems like you're interested in a cartoonist set. Let's see, that's 1,200 bells. I'll buy it. Mac, I'm all for cartoons. If you don't mind, I'm going to push you out of the way for a second. I'm going to give this to you. How's it going, Blaster? You here to buff up your home? Here's a gift. Really? What is it? Here you go. I mean, you sent me something in the mail. It's only fair that I give you a gift in return. Wow! It's a cartoonist set! Looks super familiar, but... Nah, my eyesteps are playing tricks on me. You crushed it! I absolutely love this sort of stuff. I can't wait to show this off. I was also looking for an excuse to move my stuff around, so this really is perfect. Rawr, rawr. Here's something for you. A school jacket! Take it, don't be shy! Thank you, Mac. Thank you. Well, Timmy, Tommy, how are you folks doing? Yes, yes, of course, of course. What do you need? What are my turnip prices today? On Sundays, we take... Oh, that's right, no turnip prices today. I forgot. Huh. Well, then I guess we won't know what my turnip prices are today. That makes a lot of sense to me. I'm playing later in the day, so I don't even get a chance to say hi or goodbye to Daisy May, but that's okay. I hope she's doing well, and I hope she takes care of that cold that she always seems to have. She's such a hard worker, she is. Alright, well, then let's just say goodbye to Blathers. Mac was the last villager. Blathers is the last, well, person on this island that I guess I could even say goodbye to. Unless I want to go try to say goodbye to Pascal. Try to dig up a scallop, but that's okay. I don't think that that's necessary. Alright, Blathers. Whoo! Whoo! Oh dear, pardon me. Why, hello, Yoshiller. Welcome to the Aquanet Museum. How may I be of service? You know what? One last time, can you assess some fossils? I can't even make a donation anymore. Here we go. So boom, 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 boom. I cannot even make a donation, Blathers. Whew, more than one I see. Let us take a closer look, shall we? Yes, indeed. Quite splendid. Alas, our museum already has fossils such as these. I am indeed tempted to purchase these for my personal collection. But no, I must exercise restraint and return them to you now. Yeah. Alright, thank you. Well, that'll do then. Thank you. Yeah, what was it? A saber-toothed tail and Australopith. And, oh, I missed a fossil, but that's okay. Oh, well, I did get this. Iguanodon skull. And I got Nook Miles? Was assessed fossils one of them? It was. That was pure coincidence. Well, that puts me at exactly 262,000 Nook Miles. That just works out. So we'll take those. Alrighty. I know that there's one that says sell stuff for bells, but I almost don't even want to claim those Nook Miles because I like the amount I'm currently at. But either way, I am going to sell some stuff. And then I want to see what my total bell count is. I want to go back inside Resident Services real quickly, see how many bells I have, and then we'll get ready to wrap things up. I have a lot of things I want to say before today's video comes to a close. Alright, so I'll hang on to the fish rug, and I can't sell the nice painting, but I can sell the rest of this stuff. Ah, but I best hang on to the school jacket. I mean, Mac gave that to me. Alrighty. Sold. Thank you. Alright, real quickly. Nope, I'm not claiming those Nook Miles. I like my current count of 262,000 even. Thank you very much. I mean, I guess no matter what, I'd have an even amount of Nook Miles. But you know what I'm trying to say. It's a simplified number. Alright. Let's head on in here. Let's see what we've got. Huppa. 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 Alright. There we are. ABD machine. Yeah, what is my current amount, huh? What have we got? 14,708,754 bells in there. Let's go ahead and deposit another 634 just for the heck of it, huh? There we go. Now I'm carrying 17,000 bells exactly, and I've got 14,709,388 bells in here. Very good. That'll do. That's plenty of bells. That's more than enough. Well, alright, I spoke to each of my villagers. I spoke to everyone that currently resides here on the island. I guess that there's only so much more I can do before I officially wrap up today's video. And, you know, I think it's starting to hit me. I think I am starting to get slightly sad that this series is coming to a close, but that's okay. That's okay. We will be fine. I will move on. Life goes on, and, you know, I think it's time to move on anyway. I think I have done quite enough in this series, and I think it's time for me to move on to the next thing. And so we've reached the end of my Animal Crossing New Horizons daily gameplay video series. Remember, this is a daily gameplay video series, or a documentation of sorts. It's not really a walkthrough or a let's play, though I suppose it's the most equivalent type of video series that can be made for a game such as this, but the point is that this series is a little more personal to me because it's not just a guide on how to complete a game. The intention was merely to capture videos of what I was doing in the game each and every day for a year, and now it's been a year. So, to be blunt, I'm not really good at these sorts of mushy-gushy, heartfelt speeches. I try not to get emotional. I try to speak from a place of honesty, but I'm not always the best at choosing the most proper words, so please bear with me. This series is important to me, and this ending speech of sorts is important to me too, but I just hope you know I'm not a professional speech writer. Alright, anyway, I thought it'd be appropriate to have some sort of monologue in this finale episode, as I feel that monologues have a place in making projects feel more conclusive and significant, and I just don't really know what I could or even should say, so I guess I can start by saying that I had fun making this series, and I hope that those that watch this series had fun viewing it. Despite all of this though, I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready to be done with this daily gameplay video series. Don't get me wrong, it's not as if this series was a strain on me, it most certainly wasn't, and even if I didn't entirely know what I was getting into when I signed up for 365 days of daily gameplay content, I at least knew that this was a task that I was capable of performing. If I felt as though I couldn't do it, then I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have committed to such a large task. But those who know me know that I prefer to work on bigger projects and do things that other people don't traditionally do. And you know, lots of people play Animal Crossing. It's a huge IP, and even this game is now Nintendo's best-selling, or one of their best-selling Nintendo Switch titles, in less than a year. It performed that well in less of a year. You know, several millions of people bought this game and made videos of this game, so how was little old Yoshiller supposed to stand out? Well, I did what I could, and I thought the novel concept of recording everything I did and documenting it all for the span of a year would at least help me stand out among those who just played the game more casually. And with regards to a game in the nature of Animal Crossing New Horizons, I figured that this was the best thing I could come up with. And you know, I didn't really go viral, I didn't really have an island that made the front page of news websites, but I did at least have an opportunity to explore islands that were able to do both of those things. And actually, the biggest benefit of this game and of this daily gameplay series was that I was able to connect and collaborate with players in ways that I had previously basically been unable to. And on that front, this series wasn't originally supposed to be so multiplayer focused, especially not so early on. I had always planned to record multiplayer content in this game. I mean, multiplayer is one of the major selling points of this IP to this day, but really, I wanted to showcase myself as essentially a newcomer to the Animal Crossing series. The whole point of doing daily gameplay videos was to really just try all sorts of different things. And originally, I thought each episode would have some sort of Q&A session at the end, and then the series became more objective focused, and then the series became more multiplayer focused, and then the series became more like a podcast where I simply tried to clear whatever in-game achievements I could while I rambled on about my life and topics that I found to be interesting and yada yada yada. I didn't do everything I wanted to do, and I didn't accomplish everything I set out to do. But you know, I still wound up doing so much more than I thought I initially would have. I know that there will be some viewers that will be let down by the fact that there are some things I never accomplished, such as getting the golden shovel recipe or fulfilling certain Nook Miles achievements, but the fact of the matter is that there are some aspects of this game that are just beyond my grasp, and I did what I could. There are just some tasks that I couldn't accomplish in the span of a year. In hindsight, I could have better prepared for what the series would become, and I could have better planned out what goals I wanted to fulfill before I officially concluded everything, but if there's a positive note to be gained from this, it's that accomplishing some goals while not accomplishing others is just part of the territory. It's just part of the game. I could fulfill these tasks if I were to play the game a bit longer each day, and if I were to do multiple more videos of this series, and if I was a veteran to this game rather than a newcomer, but that's obvious, right? If I knew something beforehand, then it's only natural that I would have performed better throughout this series. People certainly gave me advice and assisted me in my tasks, but the fact that I had to figure a lot of things out on my own and pick and choose what I wanted to accomplish each day is practically the essence of Animal Crossing. Yes, there are a lot of things I wish I did. There were people I never got to meet, there were islands I never got to visit, there were tasks I never got to finish, but instead of sitting here and stating the things I wish I could have done, I think it's better to look back and feel happy about the things that I did do. Those are the experiences that made this series what it was for me and what it was for those of you that watched. Really though, the main premise of this daily gameplay series was to document the growth and progress of my island and of myself as a player. And I believe that on that front, I achieved that. And for that reason, I think the fact that the series constantly changed and the fact that it had so many ups and downs was truly beneficial. I would certainly not call this series the best thing I ever created for my channel, but it certainly had its fair share of moments that I will remember for the rest of my career. And the good news is that most of the negative elements that occurred throughout the series will most likely be forgotten, while most of the positive elements that occurred will likely help me gain and pursue new opportunities for the future. So I'm thankful I did this series, but it's time for something new. It's time to head toward the future. It was a fun opportunity, and if nothing else, I can at least say that I did it. But before I pursue my next opportunity, I figured the most appropriate and conclusive way to finish off my Animal Crossing New Horizons daily gameplay video series is to give one last tour of my island of Aquanet before I put everything to rest. Well, I've recorded various multiplayer videos in this series of mine, and I've given various tours of my island, but I feel it's only appropriate to give another tour one last time. So, I mean, most people would arrive on this island through the airport, so I figured this is where I should start. So, my island was meant to be created with all of the luxuries at the front of the island. I figure when you're a tourist at a new location, all of the amenities are at the front. So, this whole front area is kind of like a farmer's market swap meet type of area. Various items can be located here, with each stall having its own theme, and some just kind of having a hodgepodge of stuff. But it's still a fun idea nonetheless. But if you head up north here, you will see that my island has a big ol' lake. That's because my island is based on an aquatic aesthetic based on a Bomberman level from Bomberman 64: The Second Attack. My island's name is Aquanet, named after that exact level, and that's why some of the textures on this island look the way they do, because they resemble that Bomberman level. So I thought it would be fun to try and capture some elements that best incorporated water into the aesthetic. If you head up north here into my lake, you will see my fish trophy garden, or fish model garden. It's a bunch of fish models that I've obtained over the course of a year, some big, some small, and I tried to make a nice little decorative area to better showcase it. It does look better at night, I do admit. And this was actually one of the first areas I ever constructed on my island. I made this big old lake, and then I made this big old path back here, and then I just tried my best to make everything look pretty. And fortunately, it looks extra pretty now because these flowers are coming into season. Then I put this bridge back here, and I thought the little pagoda in the back was a nice decorative detail that would really bring this whole thing together. So, I think it looks pretty good. The lilies of the valley that surround it are a recent addition. So recent that I actually just put them there yesterday. But I think it complements this whole location very, very well. The satellite being here was also not there originally, but it has been there long enough that it may as well have been there originally. Just an extra little artifact that I crafted at some point in the series that I just thought should go there. That's how this island gets internet and wireless information, I suppose. Now, the fish trophy garden is up there in the back, but I do also have a bug trophy garden, or a bug model garden, and that's what this little area over here is for. It's a little difficult to see all the bugs, but it's a lot of them. I've got a lot of the more ferocious bugs near the front, such as the scorpion and the tarantula, and I've also got a fair share of other miscellaneous bugs. See, I had to catch several thousands of bugs in order to knock out various Nook Miles achievements in this series, and then I collected enough of these bugs to be able to make models of them, and then I just kind of kept them all in one precise location. It's not necessarily the rarest of bugs, but it's also just a nice memory of all the bugs that I did catch throughout the series. Speaking of that note, though, I did collect every bug, every fish, and every deep-sea creature in this series. There is no deep-sea creature garden because there is no way to get a deep-sea creature model, but that brings me to the point that my island does have a museum, and the museum is complete. My Critterpedia is complete. In fact, if you want me to fact check that real quickly, if I go over here and I go to Critterpedia, every single square on every single page is complete. These are the insects. I got them all. And then we've got all the fish. Oh, do we got all the fish. I had to go to the southern hemisphere for a couple of these because I forgot to get them when they were available in my own hemisphere. But I was very lucky and fortunate enough to be able to have friends that would allow me to do so, and I eventually did get them all. My favorite being the koi fish. Koi fish is just a nice, pretty, and somewhat symbolic fish. And then we've got the deep-sea creatures. This entire grid is filled in. I believe the very last one I got was this one, the firefly squid. So that was an interesting endeavor, but I got it. Took a full year to get these. And then that's the Critterpedia all filled in and done, and then just to fact check a couple of other things. I have not cleared every single Nook Miles achievement in the game, I'm afraid, but I did clear Angling for Perfection, which required me to get 5,000 fish. I did clear You've Got the Bug, which required me to get 5,000 bugs, and I finished up Deep Dive, which required me to get 2,500 deep-sea creatures. They're all done. They are all done. So, now that that's all settled, let's look at the museum itself. I imagine my museum will mostly replicate museums found on other islands, but I figured it'd be nice to go through and see what a complete collection looks like. I've got every bug, every fish, every deep-sea creature, as you know, but I also have every fossil and every art piece. I guess we can work my way around from left to right. So, let's start with the bugs. When every bug is obtained, they will all be added to this nice bug collection here. Some will fly around, some will stick to trees, but they're all harmless. No tarantulas or spiders or whatever are going to attack me here. We've got nice noisy crickets here just doing their thing. They be cricking. And then we've got some beetles over here. Various beetles appeared on various different types of trees or stumps and what have you, but I got them. Took a while, but I got them. You know, we got the moths. Different bugs appear at different times of the day, but at this time of the day, they should all be viewable. And you know, it's kind of fun to see this museum complete because it was technically the museum that... I think it was the museum that won me over. When I played the Animal Crossing New Horizons demo for the first time at PAX East 2020, one of the things that I got to see while I played was the museum. And I don't think it was complete when I played that demo. I doubt it was complete. but it still looked pretty, and it still looks very pretty to this day. I don't know. I just really, really like it. Also, there's these little creatures down here. I don't exactly know which bug this is supposed to be. Diving beetle, that's right, it does count as a bug. And then there's the giant water bug, yeah, and the pond skater. Yeah, there were some bugs that appeared on the water, huh? And you just had to catch them with a net. I forgot about those. In fact, they're even in season now. I really shouldn't forget about them, but alas, I am. Oh yeah, here are all my butterflies. Look at all these. There's a lot. I don't remember them all, but let's see if I can remember a couple of them. There's the Madagascan sunset moth, and the Queen Alexandra's birdwing, and the monarch butterfly. That's about the extent of what I remember. I could pull open my Critterpedia and look up the rest, but nah, that's just the butterflies. That's every butterfly. Woo-wee! It's a lot. That's a lot. But they're there. They're pretty. Let them do their thing. They're a majestic, small, fluttering creature. If we go here, though, we get some of the more rare bugs, I like to think. Yeah, what's this one exactly? This is... oh, just a pill bug. Well, the pill bug came out when I was bonking rocks. There's also the centipede, which came out when I was bonking rocks. And the moth, which only shows up at nighttime by lights. And let me tell you, the moth was a lifesaver when it came to knocking out that bug-catching Nook Miles achievement. Very, very good. And then we've got this pretty creature. We've got the Orchid Mantis that only showed up on white flowers. And fortunately, I had white flowers all around my resident services area, so it wasn't too tricky of a bug to catch. I even have a model of it in my bug trophy garden, so I got it. This must be the stick bug. Yeah, the walking stick, a bug that eluded me for a long time. Never was able to get a bug model of it, but I still appreciate it nonetheless. Same thing with the walking leaf, a bug that eluded me for a while, and that was actually kind of a fun bug to discover because it looks like it disguises itself as an item, because items in this world look like leaves. But I did catch that bug, and I was able to contribute it to the museum. We've got a fair share of other bugs here. We've got the dung beetle. That only shows up in the winter time. And it was the last bug I actually caught. That or the mole cricket. But I think it was the dung beetle. I'm pretty sure it was the dung beetle. And we've got a fair share of other bugs here. We've got grasshoppers and all sorts of bugs that just like to hop around. I like it. I like it. Oh, yeah. And then we've got my flies back here. A rather gross bug, all things considered, but a necessary bug in the animal kingdom, so I can respect it. And then we've got just another butterfly here undergoing metamorphosis, or finishing metamorphosis, it seems, because it seems like it came out of the cocoon. And then we've got these gnats and fleas and just all sorts of pesky bugs that, once again, while gross, are necessary to the animal kingdom. They're necessary for other animals to eat, and they clean up just smaller, dirtier things in our ecosystems. So we gotta have them. Well, those are the bugs. But let's go to the cooler part of the museum. Let's go to the aquatic life. Actually, no, we can't do the aquatic life just yet. We'll have to save the best for last, because next we got to look at fossils and we got to look at paintings. So fossils were the first exhibit that I actually completed on this island. It was technically the easiest because fossils spawned on my island every day. I just went and kept getting them assessed by blathers, and then eventually I had all the fossils I needed to complete this part of the museum. And fortunately, you can trade fossil pieces around. Can't trade bugs or fish around, but you can trade fossils. I don't recall if I did that. I think I helped my friends with that. But whether I did need assistance with this or not, I'm still thankful that I was able to get everything, and my friends certainly helped me in completing the museum one way or another, so I'm thankful for the support of my friends. This first part of the museum here has a lot of the more simple, isolated fossils, things that don't lead to a bigger part of a whole. These are just things like, you know, this little helix-looking fossil right here. But if we go toward the back, that's where we start getting all the cool dinosaur bones, multiple fossil pieces that combine together to create a bigger, cooler object, including, well, things like dinosaurs, like this one here. This is the Diplodocus, something, I don't know. And this one, we got the Brachiosaurus. Yeah, the Brachiosaurus. You guys know the Brachies. Come on, the ones with the big old necks. And then this is the Triceratops, right? Oh, that's not the one I wanted to see. But sure, a Pachycephalosaurus. Why the heck not? That's the one I wanted to see. Triceratops. It's a classic. But where is the big boy? Where's the one we all know, huh? No, it's not. It's not these. You guys know which one I'm referring to. It might not even be in this room. It might. Oh well, actually, that might be it right there, huh? I'm talking about the big boy. See, look, we've got the Deinonychus. We got the Archaeopteryx. Not what I was trying to find. No, I want that one on the top right. Okay, Spinosaurus. That's a cool dinosaur, but no, not the one I was referring to. Coprolite. And then we got the dinosaur track, which is its own little fossil. That's the one! The T-Rex, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. The mighty beast of that Jurassic era. I think it is Jurassic. I know there's different eras in which different dinosaurs lived, but I'm pretty sure T-Rex is Jurassic. I think that's why they separated this the way they did. Either way, it was a mighty dinosaur that most people recognize when they think of dinosaurs. So that's pretty cool. And then if we head on in here to the right, I think there's a couple more things here. There's a fun little display showcasing the different types of villagers you can have. So you can have anything from, like a kangaroo to a rhino to a hippo to I don't know, a moose to a rabbit to a monkey. Now, I have a fair share of different creatures on my island. We've got tigers, and we did have Stu, but he's not here anymore. He got replaced with a rabbit that thinks it's a frog, and we've also got a chicken, and we've got just a fun collection of characters. And then we've also got these other prehistoric creatures here. Things that, are sadly extinct, but are still cool to look at, like the mammoth. And this, what is this, the saber-tooth? Yeah, saber-tooth tiger. Yeah. And then what's this one? Let's just have a look at all of these. The Megacerops? Oh, and the Megaloceros? I can't say most of these. And then the skull at the end, what might this be? Just an Australopith. Well, there you go. That's my museum. Completed in full, legitimately. Or at least that's the fossil section of it. There's still the paintings, and there's still the aquatic location. The aquarium, as I believe it's properly called. Well, we'll make our way over there. But I wanted to showcase the fossils because dinosaurs are cool. Alright? And it's a whole process finding the bones of these dinosaurs and trying to put them together and debate how the actual shape and posture of the creature would be. And it's still being debated to this day. We used to think that dinosaurs were more upright and now they're more hunched over. Or maybe I have that backwards. We used to think they were more hunched over, but now they're more upright. But even so, it's kind of cool. I never want to be a person who has to dig up dinosaur bones, but boy, do I love looking at them in a museum. But anyway, let's go to something a little more modern, huh? Let's look at some artwork painted throughout the past few centuries. Past few centuries is still a long time, but compared to the dinosaurs that lived thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago, this is a lot more modern. So I couldn't tell you what most of these art pieces are, but they are pretty freaking cool, and I could only hope that I can aspire to create something as thought-provoking and detailed as these pieces someday. But this museum isn't about me. It is about these artists and the works that they have created over the years that depict various moments of history, various thoughts that occurred at those times, and just various themes that can be conveyed to a viewer today that can be used to infer different ways that we should be living our lives and what we should be appreciative toward. Art is supposed to make you think, and that is exactly what these paintings and sculptures do, even if it's just as simple as, how did they make this? Why did they make this? Where did they make this? I mean, I can take a guess for a couple of these. I believe this whole southern section here is based on Asian culture, but that's only an assumption, and I could be wrong. But in any case, these are all cool art pieces, and I only recently completed this part of the museum thanks to the assistance of various friends and Discord servers. But that's all I can really say about the art pieces. It's cool to look at. You see it for a few seconds. It's nice to have a completed collection. But let's go to the real fun section, the aquarium. Aquatic life has always fascinated me, if not somewhat terrified me. For every aquatic creature that I saw, that I marveled at, there was also one that kind of creeped me out. On the one hand, you've got these smaller, pretty fish that do nothing but swim around and look colorful. Then you've got some of these bigger fish that I imagine are harmless, but I think I would still be terrified of them if I was in the same fish tank as them. And then you've got other fish who are nothing but inspiring. Something, I mean, I can't find them this exact moment in time, but there's things like a koi fish. There it is. A koi fish whose story basically consists of it swimming upriver, trying to grow stronger. There are koi ponds. There are places in Japan where people specifically grow and create these families of koi fish just to try and create the prettiest one. I promise you it's harmless. But they do create these creatures just because they're so pretty to look at and so symbolic of strength and fortune and good luck. I love the koi fish. And then there's these terrifying creatures that live in the deeper parts of the ocean that I would never want to be within a few feet of. I know people are scared of sharks, and I get it. Sharks have historically harmed people. But I've seen enough videos and enough documentaries to show that sharks they're really just a big fish. Alright? You can be fine being in the same body of water as a shark. Alright? They're harmless. They're cool. Really, I don't want to be in the same body of water as pretty much any creature that's in this tank over here. Alright? These giant crabs. Is the octopus in this one? The octopus is not in this one, but the octopus is the one that terrifies me the most. Alright, these giant crabs, this, what is that, a coelacanth, this oarfish. Yeah, those things would terrify the daylights out of me. I know an eel is just a giant fish, and I know that's what I said a shark was. But I think a shark is safer than an octopus. I honestly believe that. Octopus, the whole concept of one grosses me the heck out. Oi, this isn't even the entirety of the aquarium though. I gotta go check out this part in the back, right? This is probably where the octopus is. This is the cool part of the aquarium though. This isn't even most of my island, but I should showcase the aquarium considering that my island is aquatic based anyway. Yeah, look at all these, the smaller fish, but they're part of the ecosystem. There we go, some colorful fish. And then, oh yeah, we gotta run through these tubes. This is like what won me over when I first saw this at the Animal Crossing demo at PAX East 2020. This is when I was like, I gotta get this game, if not just to fill in the aquarium. Look at all this. Look at all this. Tiny fish, but important fish all the same. Woo! Alright. Well, that is that. That is the aquarium. That's what you guys needed to see. And that is the museum in its entirety, with every bug, fish, deep sea creature, painting, sculpture, work of art, and fossil contributed to it. Blathers won't even let me contribute anymore. It's actually kind of weird to not even have the option to say make a donation. I can't! I've donated everything! It's crazy. Anyway, that's just the front of my island. If we go back here a little bit, you can actually see my rock garden. It's a nice, centralized location for me to bonk rocks if I ever so desire to get specific materials or to try and go after a specific type of bug. I will say, though, that there is one rock that spawned outside of here, and the reason for that is because I thought there were only 5 rocks that spawned on an island, so I went through this whole process of trying to get these 5 rocks to spawn here, and once I saw that 5 rocks spawned here, I thought I was all set good to go, until I discovered another 6th rock spawned somewhere else on my island. So then I shattered that 6th rock, and every day I just kept shattering the 6th rock until eventually one would spawn in here. It never did spawn in here. It spawned out here. I figured, it's close enough to my rock garden, so I just kind of left it alone. If we head on back here, we can actually head toward the residence of my villagers. We go through this waterfall path here along this brick tile set. The brick tile set is new. And all of my villagers, except for one, are back here. The one that's not back here is my resident Mac, because he was the first person to ever live on my island. So he actually gets to live in the center of the island on the lake. Just kind of works out that way. But as for the rest of my villagers, they're all back here. Over to the left, we have my flower garden. The flowers are mostly organized by color. It's trying to go in the order of the rainbow. There are a couple of exceptions, and as we get closer toward the bottom, it becomes a bit of a hodgepodge. But for the most part, it's almost every single type of flower. There's 2 or 3 that are missing. But they're here. Purple ones, green ones, black ones, even some gold ones. They're all back here. I think I did a pretty good job organizing that flower garden, and most of the flowers are even here because of the contributions of my friends. I could not have done this without them, especially since my island's original flower type is roses. And actually, on that note, I did try to put a few different types of flowers alongside my villagers' houses just to try and add a bit more color and decoration. I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, otherwise just back here, more of my residents. Put up some fencing recently, put on some brick pads recently. I think it all looks pretty good. We just kind of keep working my way around. Again, all my villagers are up against the back here, so there's not really much else in the back in the way of activities. But if we head down south over here, there's a couple of isolated locations. Isolated. These are the items I got during the winter season. various ice-themed items and holiday items that I was able to craft. I just kind of put them in this winter-themed location. Then we've got the Mario items that I got during the Mario 35th anniversary celebration. I just kind of put them over here. This isn't every Mario item. I do have more in storage, but it's at least a fun little area where people can interact with various Mario elements. So I thought that's fun. Then I've got a designated fishing area. Fishing is important in this game, and although you can fish in the lake, it's not always the most practical place to go fishing. So I made this area here, so in case visitors want to try and catch some freshwater fish, they can catch them from this pond, or from this river, or from this technically higher up cliff. If red were to show up on my island, you can also take this pipe over there. The whole point of my island is that it is completely accessible without the need for a ladder or a vaulting pole. So if red is ever here, you can just take this warp pipe. It'll take you straight to him right here in the back. It's not exactly convenient to go here otherwise, so I thought putting the pipe here would be good. Oops. Well, it did send me back up here, did it? That's a mistake. Thankfully, I do have a ladder, so that's just something I'm going to do to get back down real quickly. But otherwise, we're good. That's just a simple mistake. But you know what? That brings me to my next area. This area down here, my little pumpkin patch. Yeah, when October rolled around and it became almost time for Halloween, I grew various types of pumpkins, and I used those to craft various types of Halloween-related items. I've also got every type of tree on my island. That is to say, I've got every type of fruit on my island. My island's native fruit is pears, so that'll be the dominant fruit that you see, but I've also got apples, oranges, cherries, and peaches back here. Not a huge amount of them, but at least enough to get the job done if I ever need to craft additional items. And I know some people are like, what about coconut trees? Don't worry, I've got plenty of those back here too. As I continue to work my way back around, I will like to point out that I've also got a movie theater over here. I've never been here in time to see what the movie is. I've always been here just in time to view the credits. You'd think I'd be able to guess what the movie is by looking at the credits, but I'm not really good at pinpointing what actors are in what movie, and at this point we're just looking at the effects artists, and there's always a lot of effects artists, and they're important for the production of a movie, but I'm not going to be able to tell what the movie is just by looking at the names of effects artists, so sorry, I don't know what movie is here, but maybe one day if you guys ever explore my island, you can go ahead and catch a movie. So that would be nice. Oh yeah, and before you catch a movie, one, you should make sure to buy a ticket from this ticket booth, and two, if you're hungry, I figure most movies have some sort of restaurant or cafeteria by them. So here's the cafeteria. They got pizzas, burgers, fries, all that good stuff. And if you want a more romantic evening, you know, you take your significant other on a date, you do dinner and a movie, we've got a nice, prettier eating area over here. And don't worry, I know that when people eat, sometimes they gotta do their business shortly afterward. So you got restrooms over here. We got a men's side and a woman's side, but really, you can use either. I don't really care. It's just that the men's side has urinals in it, and they've all got sinks. Don't you worry about that. No paper towels, though. You'll have to air dry your hands. And then we're basically about to come full circle to my island. Here's a little eating area if you do choose to eat at the cafeteria. Got a few extra flowers here. Again, these flowers were contributed by my friends. Good stuff. Nothing really along the beaches. Beaches are pretty open if you just want to go fishing. I've got 2 crafting stations here. This is because I used to have friends over. We'd craft stuff alongside each other. I used to have this trick where I would craft document stacks into scattered papers and then scattered papers back into document stacks. It was just an easy way to rack up completed crafted items, and so we would just craft those 2 items into one another over and over and over again, and then we would just chat with each other. And the reason they're over here is because I would also try to farm ants around this general area, and the ants were just barely off screen, so that every time I walked over here, crafted an item, and then walked back, the ants would respawn. So it would be easy to catch ants continuously. So it was just a very convenient location to have crafting stations. Then my little dock is here. The dock did come in handy for me trying to catch specific types of fish that only reside by the dock, but otherwise, to this day, I don't really know if the dock is going to do much more. So, I guess that's it for the dock. And now, if I make my way back over to the left, we're basically going to approach the farmer's market portion of my island once again. And that's going to bring me back to the front. So, I hope you enjoyed visiting the exterior of my island. I guess the last place I should show you of my island is my house. So let's work our way back over there, huh? Here's Resident Services. KK is playing here today. Go through here, back to the rock garden. And right here is my household. Before I even go inside the house, I'd like to point out that I've got these nice waterfalls surrounding it. That was a couple days worth of work, but I think it paid off nicely. And then in the back here, I've got 2 items here. I've got 2 document stacks, because as I was saying earlier, I love to craft document stacks into scattered papers and vice versa, just because it was easy. And then for convenience's sake, I've got this little crafting station here that I've used a couple of times. Just a nice little area to keep by my house. But okay, let me show you guys the interior. So, my island is named Aquanet. It's aquatic themed. It only stands to reason then that if the outside of my house is aquatic themed, then the inside should be too. So, I have various water elements inside my house, and I've got various items that I've collected throughout the course of this series, including this item that I got for my birthday. I believe Emmatronics sent me this, and it's just a fun little slot machine. I think you can only get this if you play the mobile game. I've had this lined up before. I think if I just mash it enough times, I'll get it. Maybe not. Oh, no, that got it! Although that might be a game over. That looks kind of bad. Usually red and black is a sign of a game over and that you lose stuff. But hey, at least it's lined up. I'll take it. Then I've got various arcade games back here. We've got Mahjong. We've got some sort of rail shooter, it seems. And then we've got a fighting game. Yep, classic things you'd see in an arcade. Different types of collections and different types of items here. These are my plaques I got for getting an S rank on my house. These are items I got for competing in the bug catching contest and the fishing contest and just for completing the museums all together. So this all looks nice. Different things I got for Toy Day, playing music here. These are the songs I've got cataloged if you just want to see them. It's not every song, far from it, but just various songs. And then I gotta explain this deep sea creature. So this is an umbrella octopus. I caught an umbrella octopus, but before I could contribute it to the museum and add it to Blathers' collection, I accidentally sold it. So I spent like another 2 or 3 days trying to get another umbrella octopus. I finally got one, and then after that, after spending 2 or 3 days trying to get another umbrella octopus, I spent a much longer time, or I spent a much shorter time getting consistent umbrella octopi after that. I just got a bunch. So I hung on to one to remind myself that I spent several days trying to get an extra umbrella octopus, and then it was very easy for me to get any subsequent umbrella octopus after that. So I just kind of keep this one here as a pet. Anyway, let's view the rest of my household, huh? Let's start with this room in the back, because it was technically the first room I completed. I figure any good household should have some sort of restroom or bathroom within it. So this serves as both. We've got this nice Japanese toilet, and then we've got plenty of butterfly fish going along the top of the walls here. I think that's just kind of a fun aesthetic. And then, we've got a sink. We've got some mirrors to, if I want to do my hair, take a shower or a bath. Got some towels here. And then we got some books if you want to read something while you take a bath, or if you want to read something while you do that. So, just a nice, comfortable restroom with fish going along the ceiling, because I think it helps complement the calming nature of the bathroom while also complementing the aquaticness of my house. Well, that's the restroom. The second room I completed was the kitchen. I figure restrooms are nice to have in a house, but a kitchen, now that's luxury. Here we go. This is my kitchen. I don't really cook in here all that often. I usually eat out, but if I ever did want to bring food home, I at least have a nice, comfortable place where I could do so. We even have a pizza oven with a pizza that's been cooking in here way too long. Oh, and it's pepperoni. Sorry, guys. I know pepperoni is probably the most popular type of pizza, but I don't like toppings on my pizza. I prefer a plain, traditional cheese. But that's okay. And they've got this 1-year anniversary cake here that's just kind of sitting here. And we've got 2 chairs in case I ever have a guest over. And trust me, I've had a fair share of guests over, although we've never really sat down and just had food at my house. That's okay. I've got the other amenities. I've got the sink, I've got the stove, I've got the refrigerator, I've got the microwave if I just want something quick. It's not a fancy kitchen, it's just my kitchen, darn it, and it gets the job done. Moving right along, we've got, well, I've got plenty of places where I can relax and eat and lounge around, but what if I want to work? Well, that, my humans, is where my office comes into play. So my office has been redecorated several times, and in this day and age, it just kind of serves as a space to hang on to items I've collected over the course of this series. I've got photos of each of my villagers except for Toby. Toby was a late addition, so I never really had a chance to get his photo, but everyone else I got photos of. And then my friend Picanjo gave me this photo of, well, I don't remember her name, but I have her photo and her poster, so it's an honor to have both. But yeah, the photos that I do have are listed in the order of when I actually got the villagers. So Charlize and Mac are furthest to the left, they were here first. Then we've got Bertha, Bangle, Wendy, Stu. Stu doesn't reside on my island anymore, he's been replaced with Toby. Then we got Tybalt, Brofina, Pietro and Boris. So, there you go. Those are my villagers. This is kind of where I do my work. Here's my computer. Here are some snow globes just because I think globes are cool. Oh yeah, I do have a crafting station right here with a little bulletin board here. And I've got a switch. I've got some cameras, a microphone, a laptop. A laptop to record the stuff, and then a computer to do the more intensive work. If you edit videos, you understand. But yeah, otherwise this is just my office. It's changed a lot, but the thing that's important is that I've got these posters and I've got these photos. It all comes together. So those are my main rooms of my house. You guys saw the restroom, you guys saw the kitchen, you guys saw the office, and you guys saw the living room. So that only leaves upstairs and downstairs. So it only stands to reason that if my living room is about ocean level, you know, you saw the aesthetic where I was up against the ocean, then it only stands to reason if I go downstairs that I would be under the water. Originally this was going to be a playroom, that's why all these train sets are here, every type of train set. But now it kind of has an underwater vibe to it too, so I thought these lava lamps, these little lights would help with that. And then we've got some other fun activities here too. We've got a foosball table, you know, just got a fun little treasure toy chest and some regular toy chests, and then just some wardrobes in case you want to get dressed that better match the underwater aesthetic, so you know, a mermaid closet and whatnot. Just fun stuff all around. So yeah, this is my combination toy room, basement, and underwater study. And so, if going downstairs brought you underwater, then it only makes sense that going upstairs would not only bring you above the water, but it should bring you above the clouds into space. Because space is also cool and somewhat terrifying, just like aquatic creatures are to me. This is my bedroom. There's a few different kinds of beds. And then we've got my pet koi fish here named Koibi. We've got another umbrella octopus, why the heck not. And then we've got a hamster here. I've had this hamster since like day 10 of this series, and I never gave him a name. Well, anyway, this is the rest of my house. Various items I've collected over the course of the series. This May Day briefcase, these star fragments, this Libra thing that I put here, another koi fish model, some rockets, a race car bed, all sorts of fun stuff. And really, I guess this is where I should conclude my tour, huh? This is where things should come to an end. Is my room, my place of being. I got to put all this stuff together, and this is where all my stuff is gonna come to a close. So folks, in the truest sense, thank you all for watching my Animal Crossing New Horizons daily gameplay video series. Whether you only watched one video, every video, just this video, your support really does mean a lot to me. And I guess the last thing to do is allow all of you that watched to have an opportunity to come and explore my island. Now, I provided a dream address before, but I figured I should go ahead and update that dream address and make it so that you guys are able to view this current version of the island. This tour that I just gave, this is the version of the island that I think you should be allowed to see. You're free to come in my room and stare at my pet koi fish and the moon and all that. So, I will provide the dream address in the description down below for anyone that wishes to visit my island. And I just want to sleep. So, this is it. This series will become all but a memory now. It's important to me. But maybe now I really do just need to rest. Also, I was told I get bonus points if people visit my island when I provide my dream address, so that's good to know. The binary fields are teeming with beautiful dreams. By the way, if you prefer that I choose a dream for you, I will be happy to find you a surprise. No, that's okay. No dream address is needed. No, that's okay, Luna. Thank you, though. Alright. So, may I trouble you with a request? I would like your permission to share your dream of Aquanet if I am asked for a surprise. If you want to surprise others with your dream, I would also like to update it. Does it interest you? So, let's do it. Excellent! I am certain many will be delighted to come across your dream. Thank you for your trust. Now, let us update your dream of Aquanet. Alright, guys, connecting to the internet. We're gonna get that dream address. This is it. The final moments. Close your eyes. Picture what you love most about Aquanet. Relax. Relax. Connecting to the internet again, even though we just did that. That's okay, though. I'm not complaining. It's all part of the process. Let everyone else have a chance to visit the wonderful island that I've constructed named Aquanet. There you go. Very good. There's the dream address. There's the money shot. So, folks, in the truest sense, that wraps up not only this video, but this series of Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in future videos, and I hope you enjoyed this tour of Aquanet. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!